First in high definition from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
He's linked to 3 rapes in Virginia Beach, and tonight he's behind bars.
This after a 5-year run from authorities that took him to another continent. And now 37-year-old Lasiba Simon Masauki is in the Dare County Detention Center. Detectives say he fled to his native South Africa 4 years ago, and they recently extradited him back to the U.S. Then on your side's Ava Hurdle's here now. It took a lot of police work to find this man.
Well, that's right, Tom. This arrest was several years in the making, involving agencies such as Interpol, the FBI, the State Department, U.S. Marshals, Kill Devil Hills, and Virginia Beach Police Departments. Beach police say Lasiba Masauki used the cover of darkness to attack women. One along 24th Street while she walked alone in February 2004. Another in June of that year on the beach near 63rd Street. Then 2 years later in December 2006 along Miller Store Road after abducting the victim from a Norfolk parking lot. Nicole Troutman lives on a street where one crime took place.
8 years is a long time. For the victim, that's horrible. Definitely feeling for her on that, but at least they did get him.
Police searched Masauki's home and gathered evidence linking him to the crimes.
Anytime we collect DNA, it is entered into a national database, and basically it's just having it compared to anything else that may have been put in there. In some cases, we may, if it is a fingerprint, or if it's something like saliva, you know, and then that's put into the database, and we just depend on the computers to do the research and get us a match.
People who remember Masauki from his old neighborhood recall a volatile relationship between him and his wife. One of them didn't want to reveal her identity.
She would flat his tires or pull wires out of the engine, and just she did all kinds of stuff. Throw his keys away out in the street, and they fought constantly. I mean, physical fighting. It was pretty violent sometimes.
She believes the wife knew what was going on, and police say this arrest means closure for the victims involved. Now, Masauki faces rape charges in Kill Devil Hills and Duck, North Carolina. He remains held in the Dare County Jail under $2 million bond. I'm Ava Hurdle, 10 on your side.
And Masauki is expected to answer charges in Virginia Beach once his legal matters are settled in North Carolina.
Crime in Newport News continuing a steep decline. Now police there tapped into a unique source to make sure those numbers continue to drop. Today they decided to give faith a try. 10 on your side's Katie Collette joins us now to explain. Katie?
Nicole, Newport News police aren't just praying for change, they're trying something new. Today they met with more than 40 members of their faith-based community to brainstorm the best ways to incorporate the church in helping people in troubled communities.
Churches are where many in the faith-based community usually speak out, but today they're in a much different setting, Newport News Police Headquarters, and they're talking about a much different topic.
We're here today so we can certainly hope that the police department and the community will be more together. More of a togetherness in terms of some of the problems that we face in Newport News.
The Reverend Michael Sumler pastors New Grafton Baptist Church in the East End, an area known for higher crime than many other sections of the city.
I've been pastoring for 11 years in this part of town, and there's some wonderful people, but again, you know, you leave the bad and you take the good.
The faith-based community is critical to making life better in the city, according to Police Chief James Fox. They can reach people the police sometimes can't, while helping build a message of trust.
Look at the number of people that they touch every week, that if we were all working together as a team and communicating the message together, how more effective we could be as the police.
It's a strategy session inside to help people outside.
I'm willing to try anything, new or old, as part of our strategies to make this a safe city. And we've proven ourselves, but it gets tougher every year.
Reverend Sumler says this meeting today, this brainstorming session, is a step to make the battle against crime just a little easier.
I think all the communities should adapt to something like this. I think it just creates a bond, you know, a strong relationship with the community and the police department, law enforcement.
Now tonight at 6, hear what residents have to say about this faith-based crime-fighting technique, plus that 33% drop in crime in the city. Well, we'll break down the numbers for you. Katie Collette, 10 on your side.
Police also spoke with pastors about the proper and safe ways to handle people who may become violent during church or Bible study.
And while we're in Newport News, one could call this an answer to a prayer. A woman's scream for help got the attention of an off-duty police officer. It happened last night at the Walmart on Jefferson Avenue, and police say this man, 23-year-old James Kane, stole a woman's wallet. That off-duty officer saw the woman chasing Kane, so he ran after him and held him until police got there. Police in Hampton are still investigating how a taxi hit and killed a man. 60-year-old Quentin Cowling was crossing Victoria Boulevard near Wakefield Avenue around 6:45 last night when this happened. Investigators say the driver saw him but didn't have time to stop. Police say the driver did stop after the accident.
The Norfolk Fire Department says flames in the Rotunda building downtown started in a closet on the 5th floor. Firefighters got the call to the condo building on St. Paul's Boulevard near MacArthur Center at around 2:15 this morning. Crews had the fire under control within 30 minutes. No word on a cause. Before that fire, crews responded to a vacant house on Ruffin Street. When firefighters arrived, heavy smoke poured from the home. The cause is under investigation.
60 days behind bars, that's the punishment for a man who brought a loaded AK-47 to Elizabeth City State. It happened near a dorm on the North Carolina campus back in November, and 24-year-old Rashad Gardner pleaded guilty to that crime. Police say he pointed a gun at them, and they were forced to shoot him in the leg. He graduated from the college in 2010, but as part of the deal, he will not be allowed back on campus. Well, it looked like an explosive device. Key phrase here, looked like. That's why people had to leave their homes in a neighborhood in James City County. Someone found what appeared to be an explosive device last night in a backyard shed on North Riverside Drive that's in a Chickahominy Haven. Authorities say that residents nearby had to leave. So the bomb squad later determined this was actually a prop for a project. This is a picture of it. Residents returned around 11 p.m. and no one faces charges.
U.S. airstrikes in Yemen killed a suspect in the bombing of the Norfolk-based USS Cole. Security officials say 4 people died in the attacks targeting al-Qaeda leaders. 17 sailors died in the Cole attack in Yemen in 2000. The bombing wounded 39 others. The alleged mastermind faced arraignment at Guantanamo Bay in November. No trial date has been set.
The Commissioner of the United States Football League is stepping down effective immediately. Michael Hugh made that announcement today. Hugh oversaw all 3 seasons of on-field competition for the league starting in 2009. The UFL says it is currently revising its business model and strategy for the upcoming 2012 season.
A girl in Virginia Beach walking home alone noticed a man starting to follow her. Tonight, who police are looking for and why they say he may not have committed a crime at 5:30.
And you may be enjoying our warmer weather, but it could actually spark a potentially dangerous situation. We're on your side with that threat and how you can help prevent it.
And this isn't a frozen treat, it's something for meat. But one fast food chain just took it off the menu. What you could have been eating.
And temperatures today, very, very unusually warm, quite obviously. We warmed up in a big way throughout the region. Temperatures today topped off at around 65 to 68. It's likely to be just as warm tomorrow, if not warmer. Tell you all about it in a few minutes.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Libus, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Beef prices are beefing up. The Agricultural Department says look for an increase of 4% or more. Why? The USDA says many ranchers thinned their cattle herds last year to the lowest levels in 60 years, all because of rising feed and property costs.
McDonald's says it's no longer using a controversial ground beef additive known as pink slime in its burgers. The filler is made from spare beef trimmings treated with ammonium hydroxide to kill any bacteria. The additive is approved by the USDA. TV chef Jamie Oliver campaigned against its use, but McDonald's says its decision to stop using pink slime was not based on any particular event. This story generated more than 100 comments on our WAVY Facebook page. Megan says, I am really rethinking my daughter's Happy Meals. Kelly asked, if they take it out, what will be put back in to kill the bacteria? Willow said, makes me never want to eat fast food. Why don't you weigh in? Log on to WAVY's Facebook page and tell us what you think about this.
And while you're reading that, check your freezer. Aunt Jemima frozen pancakes are on the recall list tonight. They may contain soy protein, and that can harm customers with an allergy. The recalled products include Aunt Jemima oatmeal, buttermilk low-fat, home-style confetti, and whole grain products. The recommended use dates are between November the 1st, 2011, October 16th, 2012. The recall does not include dry pancake mixes or syrups. You'll find more information about this story on WAVY.com.
An SUV inside a house. Underneath the vehicle, a sleeping man. Find out how this happened and how that man is doing.
And there's a threat looming, and we apparently have that warm weather to blame. We're on your side with how you can reduce the risk.
Divers called off the search for bodies on the Costa Concordia. Italian rescue teams performed one last dive yesterday but did not recover any bodies. Officials say conditions at the cruise ship's hull have made it dangerous for divers. The agency spoke with families of the missing before making the decision. Search efforts in other parts of the ship will continue, though. Divers have found 17 bodies, but 15 are still missing.
A New York State man is accused of intentionally crashing his Jeep through a sign. It happened as the camera rolled, too. Wow, that's quite a sight. Police say the suspect was upset that the sign outside a pizza shop referred to his parents' former restaurant. And the man pleaded not guilty to doing it. Now, this is an awakening. Your evening slumber is disturbed by a car crash in your bedroom. There it is. This is Hamden, Connecticut, where the SUV landed on top of a man who suffered burns from the wreck. It took crews more than an hour to free the victim. Police tried to stop the driver for a violation, but he reportedly led officers on a high-speed chase. The suspect ran off and is still missing.
Crews are battling a brush fire in South Florida. It started Monday afternoon in Miami and spread to more than 30 acres. Right now, the flames are not threatening any homes, but the power company cut off service to hundreds of residents to help firefighters. No word on what sparked that fire. And we are now hearing the 911 calls after this weekend's deadly pileup on a Florida interstate after smoke from brush fires caused poor visibility. Hear what witnesses saw and couldn't see tonight on WAVY News 10 at 5:30. A warning tonight from the governor's office. There's an increased threat of wildfires here in the Commonwealth.
The spring fire season actually starts in 2 weeks. Standing at your side, Stephanie Harris is here now with more on what's behind that threat and how you can help reduce the risk.
Well, Tom, you may be enjoying the nice weather now, but Governor McDonnell warns there may be a price to pay for this later. McDonnell says the mild, dry conditions increase the threat of spring wildfires, so here's how you can keep safe.
Come on, it's moving!
It happens every year.
Too close to my house.
We watch them devour land in nearly every Hampton Road city and saw them destroy homes in Gloucester.
My prescriptions were in the house. All of them are gone. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Here's what fire marshals say you can do now to protect your home. Don't burn trash or debris before 4 p.m. during fire season. That runs February 15th through April 30th. And even if it's after 4 o'clock, don't burn if the wind is blowing more than 20 miles an hour and or the humidity level is below 30%, because dry brush can go up quickly. Just watch what happened to a WAVY News crew in 06.
There is a fire burning right now, and actually that's why I'm going to be directing my photographer to move us.
In a matter of seconds, you could lose everything.
Wow, actually we are now witnessing fire hitting these cars.
So take a few minutes now, officials advise, to find a shovel and hook up a hose. It just might save you from this.
We're waiting to see if we see our home go up. We want to see if we've got a place to take our children back home to.
Yeah, it is not a good idea to disobey that burn ban, because if you're caught breaking the law, you could get a $500 ticket. And if a fire that you start gets out of control, you have to pay for any property damage it causes. Stephanie Harris, 10 on your side.
The Department of Forestry says there were 1,100 wildfires in Virginia last year. 40% were caused by people burning trash or debris.
Now, in high definition, your Super Dot for 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
What a beautiful day here in Hampton Roads today.
Yeah, and you know what? We're talking about warmer temperatures. Guess what? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow it's likely to be a couple of degrees warmer, just as warm as today, or even a degree warmer.
Dry wind, and you can see why talked to Stephanie today about those wildfires.
And I remember that fire in 2006. It was in the Guinea Neck section of Gloucester County. And there's lots of swamp grass that just all of a sudden, boom, just really started and took on off. And we've got some wind today. Now, wouldn't you know it, last hour we had a lot of wind up to about 25, 30 miles an hour, but we're only getting one reading on the gauge here, about 15 miles an hour, and that's at Chesapeake. But occasionally we see the wind pop on up to around 20, 25 miles an hour. We certainly saw that over the past several hours, not seeing it so much right now. In addition, the humidity is way low, very low, into the 28, 25, 32, so real low humidity, dry air. No rain out there whatsoever, no rain in sight for now. We do have some rain coming up, though, tomorrow night that we'll show you in the forecast. But we're kind of leading off of that fire danger since we had that just before us. And look at our temperatures. That's our big story for the day. Beautiful weather. Temperatures right now mostly into the mid-60s. Got some other readings where you're close to water. It's into the low 60s. So, again, very mild throughout the area. And here's a look at that sunshine. Again, lots and lots of sunshine. There are some clouds to the north, and that'll be dropping in overnight. We're looking obviously to the west at the setting sun, and it's a brilliant sunset right now. And you look at the temperatures. Norfolk this morning, 43, but then really rose rapidly during the afternoon. 68 degrees for a high temperature, and stayed that way for much of the afternoon. And for Newport News today, it was into the mid-60s, around 65, 66 for much of the afternoon. So temperatures really warmed up very nicely. Again, right now they're basically into the low to mid-60s after last night's low, into the low 40s. And again, we ended up with a very warm day with high temperatures 66, 68 degrees. Now, what's going on for the rest of the story? Tomorrow's forecast, just as warm, quite likely. We'll see sunshine and cloud cover, breeze out of the west, 65, 69, 70. So a degree or two warmer coming up for tomorrow, even with more cloud cover. Southwest to westerly winds for tomorrow, 10 to 20, 68, 68, 69, 70 degrees. So very close to what we had, again, for today, but a degree or two warmer. We move up to the peninsula. Now here you're seeing the breeze coming in off of the water, so it can hold your temperature down just a bit. It's blown across the wide expanse of the James River, so it'll be around 66, 67, perhaps 68 degrees in a few areas well away from the river. Here's where things are for the Middle Peninsula, Northern Neck, Eastern Shore, basically 66 to 68 degrees. Cloud cover, nothing moving on in for right now, but there is cloud cover to the north, and you can see a little bit here, but a lot more way out off to the north, and those clouds will move in, but it's still going to be warm for tomorrow. Clouds move in overnight, 10 to 15 mile-an-hour winds, 10 to 20 in the middle of the day, even with the cloud cover. Again, 68, 70 degrees for many of us. Stray shower at 7, not so much. More, toward the midnight hour, though, we start to see a lot more rain as this front drops in, and a low-pressure area slides its way eastward along that front. Good chance of rain overnight. Tomorrow night, there we are, Thursday morning at 4 o'clock. 7 o'clock, but by about 9 o'clock, it's gone. 10 to 15 mile-an-hour winds out of the north, and of course, cool front has passed through, northerly wind. It'll cool back on down for Thursday. So again, 70 degrees coming up for tomorrow. Gorgeous day. Now, we could see some rain, obviously, tomorrow night. We showed you that with Future Track. For Thursday, a little rain during the morning hours, 62, then definitely cooler for Friday, all the way into the first part of next week.
A 10 on your side warning about high heel hazards. Oh boy. Find out how they could hurt you even when you're not wearing them.
Even when you're not wearing them. Do they attack you or something? We'll find out. Well, you might see thousands of sailors out and about in the area tomorrow. Tonight at 5:30. Who's taking a day off of work to help clean up the community?
A popular hair treatment now comes with a warning. The products may be hazardous to your health. As part of a settlement, the makers of Brazilian blowout products will alert customers about possible exposure to formaldehyde gas. Formaldehyde can cause blurred vision, headaches, dizziness, cough, and sore throat. The carcinogen has shown signs of cancer in rats. Salons will have pamphlets outlining recommended safety precautions during the hair straightening treatment, including masks. Well, some women love their high heels, but new research shows they could hurt you even after you take them off. According to a new study in the Journal of Applied Physiology, women who walk in pumps on a regular basis start walking in that heel pose even when they're barefoot. It can cause shortened calf muscle fibers or a tighter Achilles tendon.
It's potential you can end up with strain you can end up with sprain. You can, even in worst case scenario, end up with rupture.
Experts say it's okay to wear those sky-high heels, but in moderation.
Take note, Nicole.
All right.
A happy homecoming. There's that pure joy. Hear from the daddy and his daughter about why this surprise reunion was even more special than it looks. And the military is already using them to fight the war on terror. Tonight, how police departments across the country are using drones to fight the war on crime. That's next at 5:30.
Happens every time. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You have to pee. Like you're doing, I gotta pee dance.
1:15.
Wow, that was awful loud. This is a birthday wish come true in Salt Lake City. All a 6-year-old girl wanted for her birthday was for her daddy to come home from overseas.
Guess what, Bailey? Turn around.
That's my only birthday present I wanted. That's you.
You knew it was coming, but you just can't resist loving that. Sergeant Page got home late last night, that's Sergeant Adam Page, and kept quiet at home so he could surprise Bailey at school Monday.
The principal asked me what present I wanted. And I said, is Daddy coming home? And she told me to turn over, and I turned over, and there he was.
I was hoping she'd be thrilled to see me, but she definitely exceeded my expectations with that.
Oh, I think she's going to be on TV someday. Sergeant Page's new orders are close to home in Utah, and it's the first time he has lived with his family more than his leave time since Bailey was born. That's beautiful. Stay with us. WAVY News 10 at 5:30 starts right now.